So following, good afternoon, and following my previous video from today, I should conduct like a to-do list because I want to return to record the recording of new videos, specifically those that I'm already feel that I'm in debt, that I should complete like started the series or things that I already mentioned. I'll probably start only tomorrow. אגב, עכשיו חזרתי עכשיו מקניות, אז אתם יודעים, כמובן זה כפיל שהוחלף, כל התקסים, כל הביפים, צלצולים, שירים וריקודים, זה לא יאמן, אתה חי בתוך... כמה טיפשים ומפגרים הם יכולים להיות? עכשיו, אני מבין שהם זה רובוטים קטנים, אבל מישהו מפעיל אותם. המפעילות שלהם, מה, זה ילדות בכיתה ב' כאילו, או ג'? לא ברור. בכל אופן, so yes, we do need, I mean, to create like a short to-do list. So, we've started, not long ago. I mean, it's going to be just two parts, but still, the second part should be added, like the commentary on the Kurzgesagt cosmology is the topic. So, in which the refutation of Kurzgesagt, refutation of the idea of course, it's worth refutation because it's an interesting idea and. Both like in itself and as a kind of like a metaphor to the existence of the neos. But while it's interesting, I think it's wrong. Like, I mean, both in the way that it is presented in the video of Kurzgesagt, the Big Bang aliens, and also in kind of like variation that I will actually speak about. Perhaps explain the existence of the neos. I should just say right now that the 2 points that are actually true is that first, yes, they were created in a very early stage of the universe, in which were that when I say early, I do not mean specifically. Again, it doesn't mean necessarily that I endorse this or that version of the Big Bang because. As I've said in the previous video on the matter, we still have, even when we allow, when we accept expanding universe, and moreover we accept that, the conditions were not always even remotely the same as they are now, we still have, the accordion, the accordion is never fully closed, or accordion that, that had several, stretches of, like pendulum, which is not exactly what, the Big Bang theory formulates. But either way, we don't need to discuss the Big Bang per se, we need to discuss the early stages of the universe, and when it was smaller in volume and different in conditions. So we'll do it. And I also need to continue with a very old, lecture about Akhenaton. And I understand that many people, are waiting anxiously for the second part. But I don't know if they are going to be this discussion for me, it's more of like a platform to discuss things that I've rarely discussed in the past. Maybe very, very, like 3.5 years ago in the Evernote time, and I don't know if anybody listened to it, which is kind of like, my own divinations regarding ancient Egypt, like my own feelings and personal kind of like, personal issues with things that belong to me and to ancient Egypt. Like, with regards to the actually, to the purely scientific and archaeological conundrum, I already stated, the answer, in a different video, not the answer, but the correction that I have to the common theory, in which I say that, that it's not that Akhenaton was the perpetuator of the deletion of, of Amun-Ra, but he reacted to a catastrophe that happened because of the behavior of the priestly strata in society, like the class, the priest class that was very important, and they הם חטפו מכה קשה, הם חטפו, בגלל איך שהם התנהגו, אז הם חטפו. מהקרובים כמובן, וזו הייתה תגובה למשהו שכבר קרה, לא היה בכוחו, גם אם היה רוצה לבטל סינגל הנדלי, הוא גם לא עשה את זה, אבל הוא גם לא היה יכול אפילו להתיימר לנסות להוציא לפועל את איזושהי מין כזו מהפכה נגד רע, 1000 שנה היה הכי חשוב שם. So, I mean, this is a major kind of like explanation, but I mean, there's much to be said, and I will say that in the second part. And also, there is an issue that I discussed. Also, there is things that I always postpone, and this is very bad because I really need to speak about it. And it will probably be a series, in which, like I call it, the son of the mother, in which is kind of like, you know, more, I would say, my pagan roots. In which I discussed like my nature, not to like to God the Father, which is transcendental, but to the Mother, which is of course matter, you know, mother and matter, you know, the matter, like the matter of the universe, and it's very important and requires at least several videos, and I hope to start kind of like, you know, to speak about it without much more delay. And these things are, I mean, obviously they might be a little bit, you know, difficult to kind of like digest, I mean, from Jewish, Christian, you know, Judo-Christian, you know, point of view, obviously. But they are, but maybe, you know, people that have more like, you know, affinity towards, you know, Wicca and things like that, I don't know. And obviously these things they are related, I mean, they are strongly related to ecological issues and things that are along these lines, as you might understand or anticipate, but also to Greek mythology, of course. This is incredibly important in that aspect. And also the issue of energy. So I said that I will speak about like a solid state physics and especially the issue of like, you know, energy generation. And like the theories of like how to revamp the traditional power block, the Carnot cycle power block with the neurons. So I will do it, and maybe it will be actually a series of videos or like more than one, in which I will return to the issue of energy, because this is an incredibly important topic. Of course, it was discussed in the Utility 101, Utility Scale Neros 101 saga that I replayed 2 times recently. I hope you listen to it. It's mostly, all of it is in English. But there are still things to be said, because not everything was actually, I mean, I didn't address all the issues that are related to energy in this series. And also, some things were actually proven, like later, after it was recorded, and I want to address these issues, because actually later we had empirical results that are incredibly interesting that should be discussed. And they were just even though I hypothesized about it, like even before I recorded this series, but it's incredibly, you know, we actually have evidence, like we've seen in our own eyes, you know, and recording this channel. So we need to discuss these results and how to relate to the issue of utility scale energy generation. So I will, and I also will take the opportunity to kind of like, I mean, review energy related matter that is more empirically based, that I derived from, you know, the many months of experiments with fire and, you know, electrolysis and things like that, and also chemically stored energy. So we'll do it like in a separate series, perhaps a short one, but anyway, it will probably be more than one video. So I mean, that's the plan, probably starting tomorrow. Today I will take like another kind of like a day rest, and we'll start tomorrow with this recording, I know, בסייעתא דשמיא, בעזרת השם כמובן. So I mean, that's the plan.